Trapped in a life surrounded by snow and the unforgiving climates of Alaska, the cast of Life Below Zero strive to survive against all odds, battling jagged terrains and wild beasts, constantly embarking on daring missions.
My name is Susan Aikens. I am the sole resident and owner of Kavik River Camp. Got a bunch of caribou, and I've got a big bear coming in. He's damn close to camp, so that's not safe to me.
Among the cast is Sue Aikens. And aside from the life on the show, Sue has been hit by a series of tragedies, some even life-threatening. This video promises to take you through the struggles, careers, and unfortunate incidents in the life of Sue Aikens. Born on July 1, 1963, a chapter on unimaginable challenges opened up for Sue, as she would later commit her life to one of the most daring challenges, pushing her capabilities to the limits and trying to survive against all odds. She tilted towards a life of isolation in the Alaskan wilderness, moving away from the complexities of human communities, determined to create her realities and maintain control of the bearings of her own life. Right from time, Sue had been hit with situations that appeared to pull her down and hinder her progress. But over and again, her resilient spirit had propelled her more into stability. Sue wasn't always in Alaska. She was born in Chicago, Illinois, into a not-so-stable foundation. While speaking in an interview, she confirmed that her parents got a divorce in the 1960s, which led to the move to Alaska with her mother. Things must have been quite difficult for young Sue and must have been the beginning of her tough personality, which has helped her to make the best out of the most challenging situation that one can think of. With short notice, young Sue found herself in Alaska, and unknown to her, that would just be the beginning of her challenges in life. Not too long after she moved there with her mother, she was left there to cater for herself without anyone to look out for her. Her mother had fled, leaving her to her fate in an unforgiving terrain. Thanks to the benevolence of a neighbor then, Sue got a life guide that helped her adapt to life in Alaska, where one had to battle the elements and the wild to survive. He taught her how to handle rifles, which was a really important tool for both defense from wildlife and hunting for food. Faced with these challenges, Sue grew to be one with her environment, taking in the survival skills that have made her into the sensation she is today. She learned to haunt, and also how to check the activities of the wild beasts that surround her all day long. This was the beginning of her adventure. A little girl in the 60s, with very few prospects, found her way into the mainstream and has been associated with numerous successes in shows and even Hollywood as a producer. Her skills, once designed as a tool for survival, became her most valuable asset, fanning a constantly growing fan base. Sue Aikens' career. Sue already had quite a successful career before Life Below Zero, being in fact what drew the attention of producers when they saw the potential that she imbued with. Over the years, she's been in several television shows, with hosts being attracted by her firm resolve to survive in one of the harshest places to live on Earth. Before Life Below Zero, Sue had featured in shows like Sarah Plains Alaska in 2010 and Flying Wild Alaska from 2011 to 2012. Despite being on these shows, she didn't really get much attention. Her shoot into celebrity status came in 2013 when she was selected to feature in the debut of Life Below Zero. This came after she had a fallout with the producers of Flying Wild Alaska, as she complained that she was being exposed to too much risk for the pay she was getting at the time. After some back and forth with the producers, which involved a stopover at the court, Sue still had to leave the show when a better opportunity called. Being a reality TV show, Activities Sue's daily life became a major sensation for fans of the show, as they marveled at how skillfully she navigated the harsh wilderness, being a testament to her strong build and resolve to make the best out of any situation. While on this show, she has appeared on some other shows briefly as a result of the popularity that she has gained. As a fan favorite in Life Below Zero, she appeared on Fox and Friends in 2014. And in that same year also, she had some appearances in Access Daily and The Joe Rogan Experience. In 2015, we also saw her in Today. Just in 2022 also, she grew to become one of the producers for the movie Panama, telling the story of an ex-Marine who is hired by a defense contractor to help close an arms deal. The story takes a turn when he gets involved in the invasion of Panama and goes through an eye-opening experience about politics and power. On the set of the movies, she got the chance to work with casts such as Mel Gibson, codenamed Stark, Kate Katzman, Charlie Weber, Victor Turpin, and Cole Hauser. Over the years, Sue has continued to remain fearless and focused in her endeavors. Fans have always identified with her struggles, projecting her as an inspiration for anyone striving for excellence against all odds. The journey has, however, not been so seamless for the star, as there have been some hurdles along the line, both emotionally and physically, and she has so far triumphed against all odds. Not long ago, there were some rumors of her passing, but she has debunked the rumor, stating that she was very fit and still poised to create more amazing scenes for her fans. To better understand what Sue's life has been like over the years, one has to follow Life Below Zero closely to learn the challenges that she has had to face, both on screen and behind the scenes. Her efforts have earned her a place as one of the highest-paid casts in the show, but some might still think that she deserves more for what she has been through on the show. Time with Life Below Zero. The creators of Life Below Zero created a show that would shed light on how some people in some of the most remote parts of the world go about their daily lives. It was the thrill of the rustic life where people had to depend on nature for their food that got fans addicted to the show, choosing favorites based on how best the cast navigated the wilderness. Alaska, land of breathtaking beauty, unforgiving winters, and some of the toughest individuals on the planet. The population in these regions is quite low. For instance, Kavik River Camp, where Sue lives, has her as the only inhabitant. This isn't your average vacation destination. Here, survival is a daily battle, a constant dance with the elements that can turn deadly in the blink of an eye. This is where Life Below Zero takes us. A visit to some of the places that many can only imagine, giving a glimpse into what life is like in these areas, away from the bustling communities that we are used to. This is a road less taken. This show isn't about glamorous lifestyles like the Kardashians or five-star accommodations. It's about real people existing as one with nature, featuring subsistence hunters who have chosen to live off the land in the face of unimaginable challenges. It's here that we meet folks like Sue Aikens, the self-proclaimed cabin queen who reigns supreme over Kavik River Camp, hundreds of miles from the nearest town. Since her debut in the show, she has managed to gain the status of fan favorite on the show due to her survival skills and fearlessness in the face of danger. She isn't the only character in the show. There's also Glenn Villeneuve, the trapper with a heart of gold who navigates the unforgiving Brooks Range with his loyal canine companions. Being a reality show, fans are drawn to see how other people who are in totally different environments than theirs live. Though along the line, the show producers seem to have overstepped their bounds by tampering with this uniqueness, leading fans to question what else might have been tampered with all along. The show has been running for more than 20 seasons since it started in 2013 and still has a very promising future. Each cast member brings their unique story, their own set of skills, and an unwavering spirit of self-reliance to the table. They're hunters, trappers, fishers, and mechanics all rolled into one. They build their shelters, source their own food, and rely on their wits and traditional knowledge to survive. The uniqueness of the cast and what they bring to the show might just be the greatest undoing of the show, however. Over the years, some of the cast has fallen off due to one reason or another, creating a gap that might just be difficult to fill. Some of the other cast in the show have their families or loved ones living with them in their settlements, but Sue has been bent on staying in isolation, only getting visitors a couple of months a year. She runs the settlement as a business for explorers and scientists who might want to experience the region for some time. But outside that, she survives and takes care of the settlement alone, being one of the main reasons fans have identified her as one of the main characters in the show. She has managed to make a home out of an isolated location. But make no mistake, this is no walk in the park. Winter in Alaska is a relentless enemy. Temperatures plummet to bone-chilling lows. The wind howls like a banshee, and snowdrifts taller than houses can swallow you whole. Food becomes scarce, resources dwindle, and the threat of hypothermia looms large. At times like this, the real survivors are known. These folks face equipment failures, injuries in the wilderness, and encounters with nature's apex predators like wolves, bears, and the ever-present threat of moose stampedes. Every day is a test, a gamble with the unforgiving Alaskan wilds. At intervals, some of the cast have disappeared from the screens for months because of injuries that they had sustained. One such individual was Andy Bassich, who had sustained a major hip injury early in 2023, which became life-threatening, forcing him to go seek medical attention in Florida. He sustained the injury while trying to move a broken-down snow machine, a testament to the risks that the cast face in the show. His experience, however, wasn't even as brutal as what Sue had experienced on one occasion, long before she joined Life Below Zero. On Sue's part, she was almost ripped apart by a bear, marking just one of the many unfortunate incidents that befell her while on the show. But this one almost took her life, if not for her understanding of the wild and everything in it. Life Below Zero isn't just about surviving. It's about blending with and deep respect for the natural world. These individuals understand the delicate balance of the Alaskan ecosystem. They hunt what they need and are careful not to tamper with the balance that exists therein. They learn to live in harmony with the land, not conquer it. But sometime in 2007, Sue got tangled with an angry bear that she had tampered with the meal while clearing one of the spaces that served as landing space for aircraft. The bear lay in ambush and caught Sue at the moment when she had let her guard down and had just set down her rifle. The bear got hold of her and dragged her into the water, all in a bid to end her life. But being familiar with the bear's behaviors, Sue maintained minimal struggle till she got enough chance to pick up her rifle and shoot at the bear. All the while, the bear has caused quite a remarkable injury to her, leaving her with a dislocated waist and ripped skin. The risks that Sue faced were heightened by her inability to reach anyone over her communication system at that moment. It appeared to her that she might have just hit the end of her journey as she was in danger, not only from her injuries, but also from other wild animals that might take advantage of her vulnerable situation. However, the relentless Sue brought out a side of her that she had developed over the years since she had had to cater for herself. She was left out in the cold for 10 days before help could arrive. But after everything, Sue was able to make a full recovery while carrying on with her life in the settlement. The lives of people like Sue immediately ignite something in anyone who witnesses them. You get to witness their deep connection with the land, their appreciation for the simple beauty of an aurora borealis dancing across the night sky, or the heartwarming sight of a newborn caribou calf taking its first steps. Animals that have become both companions and food, since the settlements are always situated miles away from the nearest towns. Their resilience inspires us, and their connection to nature humbles us. Life Below Zero takes us to a world far removed from the hustle and bustle of our everyday lives. It forces us to confront our vulnerabilities, to ponder the meaning of self-reliance, and to appreciate the sheer power and beauty of the natural world. Since its 2013 debut, Life Below Zero, which is shown on the National Geographic Channel, has become the go-to show for anyone looking for an adventure that will leave them breathless, chilled to the bone, and inspired to the core. The show has had other dramas behind the scenes too. At some point in the show in 2017, Sue Aikens had to sue the show for a possible breach of the arrangements that they initially had. She accused one of the producers of trying to script the show, instead of allowing the cast to go about their activities naturally. To Sue, a reality show should be about the natural daily lives of the people in it, and that was in fact what has kept many fans of the show for that long. The thrills to witness humans doing things in line with nature, forgoing the controlled society that has become dominant. She also accused the producer of being abusive with words while not prioritizing the safety of the casts. She gave an instance where she was made to shoot outside of a place she was familiar with, without her dogs or a proper means of transportation, which led to an accident that she had on that episode sometime in 2015. And instead of providing her with immediate attention, the producer had gone on filming her in pain for a while, before calling for her to be treated for her injuries. The revelation made the fans of the show wonder which other part of the show, which they might have taken as real happenings, might have been scripted. After everything, many thought that would be the last time we would see her on the show, but as it turns out, she remains an important part of the show to this day. However, Sue hasn't just been all about life in isolation. She has had a life outside the screens. Love life and family. Just like many other popular figures, Sue has kept her private life off the news for as long as possible. But at some point, she had revealed that she had been married 3 times, with 2 of them dead and 1 caught cheating. With this story of her personal life, we got to learn that aside from the difficulties and tragedies that she has faced on the show, Sue has had quite a lot of emotional tragedies in her lifetime. Talk about her parents getting divorced to her mother leaving her to fend for herself. She has existed into her 60s just because of her resilience and drive to keep going, no matter what she faces. Turns out that Sue's first husband had died of a brain tumor not long after their marriage. Not much is known of this first husband because it was at a time when she hadn't come out to the public eye. But here is what we know. Sue remarried in 1987 to one Eddie James Aikens, whom she still bears his name to this day, even though they are no longer together. This marriage, however, turned out to be her longest marriage, lasting for 17 years, after which the two got separated in 2004. While the marriage lasted, the two had 2 children, who are still in contact with Sue to this day but do not stay with her at the settlement. It was gathered that Eddie had also passed 5 years after, and the cause of his death wasn't made public. This didn't stop Sue from trying again. She got married once more to Michael G. Heinrich, but the marriage ended when she discovered that he had been cheating on her. These were just some of the few emotional tragedies that have befallen the star. In February of 2023, she also lost a granddaughter to an accident, which has added to the series of troubles she has faced in her lifetime. Not sure how long she can keep up with the show, but she has even been seen working on her weight just as a means to keep fit for the activities at the settlement. Maybe she isn't going to stop going after all. There you have it, an inspiring insight into the life of Sue Aikens and the unfortunate events she has faced. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more explorations into the most thrilling happenings in the lives of some popular figures. Until next time, stay warm, stay curious, and remember, there's always something new to learn from those who dare to live life below zero.